So guys, your boy Time back on another video. I wanted to since I did the top 5 heroes, I wanted to no I didn't. I said the top 5 things I wanted to see in the upcoming Wolverine game. I want to do another video about the top 5 villains I want to see, or people who I guess who could be considered villains. You know, I got the Wolverine or the X-Men shirt right here. Starting at number 5, we'll put the Hulk. I know the Hulk's not a villain, but as far in the I don't know how the universe is going to be in this game. So since in Wolverine's first in his first appearance was in a Hulk comic, I'm gonna just assume that how we meet the Hulk would be he's gonna start as like a villain and then he becomes like a friend and stuff, or ally or whatever. I don't ever see Wolverine, like his personality, I don't see him being like friends with the Hulk. I just feel like they maybe being allies or what it is, work together to fight some else evil or someone else that's more evil. And so I don't ever see them being like friends. So yeah, I put the Hulk. But I know he's a villain. But you know, since he was teased in the trailer. There was like a little thing that had a reference. People who are way more in depth than me, they saw that there was a there was like a reference to the first time Wolverine met the Hulk. So yeah, I thought that he could just be, maybe start out as a villain or kind of like a villain or whatever, and then they become allies or whatever. So that's number 5. On to number 4, I got Deadpool, similar to what I said with the Hulk. I could see him being like a villain, or it's kind of like a villain to Wolverine, and then they later become friends. Because I mean, it's Deadpool. That it was kind of created in the same thing, both in Weapon X. So I could definitely see him at least being in the game somewhat. But you never know. He could be a villain. I don't know. I couldn't really think of stuff for the last 2. So I couldn't. I had to just put them. Maybe they'd be villains. Who knows? Y'all don't have to agree with this. Yeah, I put especially since he appeared in his first. His origin is similar to his because they both was Weapon X, in the Weapon X program, or however you say it. I think that's what it's called. So yeah, I feel like he could at least show up in the game, like I said. On to number 3, we got Juggernaut. I know he's mainly like a villain of the X-Men, of the whole X-Men, but I could see him being a villain. Like I said, depending on how the universe is in this game, I don't know. Maybe he's on his own. He's not with the rest of what's the they're called the Brotherhood. That's who Magneto's group is, the Brotherhood of Mutants or whatever. So maybe he's not with them, and he's just maybe wherever we're at, Wolverine is like where he's at or something. He's on his own. He's like wreaking havoc in this city or something, or something like that. That gives us a reason to come across him and have to fight him. So I could definitely see him being a villain. That's gonna be a hard villain to fight, but I mean, they could put Juggernaut in a Wolverine. In a Spider-Man game, in Shattered Dimensions, they could definitely put him in this Wolverine game and stuff. Even though like he's a damn X-Men level threat, because it's like understand how strong Juggernaut is. Juggernaut is very strong. Like come on now, like nigga, he's a Hulk level enemy. Like someone like the Hulk would have to fight him. So I don't know how Wolverine's gonna stop that, but you never know. I'm not doubting my guy Wolverine. So yeah, we could come across him in the city, and we definitely have to fight him and stuff, and hopefully we can beat him. Like I even put he's gonna be hard to beat, because Juggernaut, that's a hard nigga to fight. On to number 2, we got Magneto. Of course, he's another X-Men level threat. It's fucking lot of level threat. Like he's a very hard, very tough villain. He's very like one of the strongest Marvel villains, bro. Like, come on now. Yeah, I got Magneto, but of course, since it's a solo Wolverine game, maybe because I said I would want to see the X-Men show up, so we don't know. Like I said, I don't know how it's gonna be in this universe, but if the X-Men show up, maybe like we all have to stop him, but we're just fighting him as Wolverine. Like we all have team to stop Magneto or whatever he's doing. Logan, Wolverine went to just investigate it instead of having the whole X-Men. So whatever, let's say he's doing some, evil people stuff, and we're Wolverine, and we have to go stop him and stuff. So I don't know, maybe he had like some evil plan. Wolverine has to go and try to stop him and stuff. Yeah, I put that down. I put that I hope we're trying to okay. I put that we're just fighting as from Wolverine's side, trying to take down Magneto and stuff. Basically what I just said. So yeah, I could definitely see us having to take down Magneto and stuff. Definitely with the whole X-Men. That's what I personally think. But even if it's just us having to take him down, we can try because I mean it's Magneto. He's strong enough to take. In one of the comments, he took the adamantium out of Wolverine's body. Like, you know how strong you have to be to do that? Like, because you know that's Magneto's power. So like, I don't know. I feel like we would need the whole X-Men. There's no way we could be just Wolverine and take him down. We would need the whole X-Men to maneuver, make a plan to try to take him down. Because shit, if depending on however they're doing Magneto, if they're doing like the strongest version of Magneto, he even thinks of that, yeah, like he could take out Wolverine without a doubt. That'd be hard. He'd definitely be a hard villain to fight. So that was my number two. Number two. Number one is a two-parter. I put two villains. I put Wendigo, which is a villain I was not very familiar with as far as Wolverine, but I put him down after reading a little bit about him and stuff. I put Wendigo, and then I also put Sabretooth, which is a no-brainer. Like, come on now. Sabretooth is a no-brainer. But Sabretooth is the villain that I always closely associate with Wolverine. Like, that's kind of because it's similar in power and like their abilities and stuff. So I always considered him kind of like Wolverine's Joker, like that. If there's any villain I can associate with Wolverine, it's Sabretooth. Like, that's just what I personally do, but I'm sure y'all would do that too because they're very similar. And yeah, it's like that's if the Brotherhood of Mutants is fighting the X-Men, that's who's gonna fight Wolverine is Sabretooth. Yeah, but that's who I associate with him. He has super strength, he has speed, durability, accelerated healing factor. And so, like, literally what I described. I just described Wolverine, basically. But it's Sabretooth. They're very similar. Yeah, he's very similar to Wolverine. As for Wendigo, I'll give a brief origin of him. He was like, I guess he was a person that was transformed into he was transformed as a result of an ancient curse. And then he became like a cannibal beast. So of course that means the nigga, he's hard to beat. He's a damn monster. He's a monster. He eats people, eats flesh. So yeah, and he also has similar abilities to Sabretooth and Wolverine. He's like a accelerated healing factor. I think speed, durability. Like, come on now, like he's basically similar to them. So I definitely see him. I can see him being a good villain for Wolverine and stuff. So yeah, and then I did a bonus, which would be a number 6. I put Lady Deathstrike. I definitely was not. I was big on her either. I had to research a little bit. I didn't know who she was too much. Only thing I knew about her, I guess, was that she was an X2. I didn't know that. I didn't know because of course I've seen X2 millions of times. But I didn't know who that character was that was in it. I didn't even know what her name was. I must have just always skipped over that when I watched the movie. Yeah, she's like a really talented fighter, really good hand-to-hand fighter. She definitely can give trouble to Wolverine. I mean, yeah, she could definitely and she has like claws. I think that like comes out or whatever. Like she can give him work, bro. It's not gonna be easy for Wolverine. This game definitely gonna have villains that he's gonna have to fight for real. Yeah, she has similar abilities to them too. Not really, but similar. She has like super strength and stuff. Really good hand-to-hand fighter. So I want her to be in the game too. Also, I guess I should have said this for my previous video on this. I definitely want to see Spider-Man in the game. Like, the universe is connected. I want to see other superheroes in the universe. I already said I wanted to see X-Men, but like that's a given. Like, if it's a Wolverine game, of course we would expect to see somewhat the X-Men. But I want to see Spider-Man show up, guys. I want to see Spider-Man show up, bro. Like, there's no reason. This is the connected universe. We should see him show up, bro. And even I should have even said that. I might say that for when I make a video on Spider-Man too. Like, I want to see other characters, like, because it makes no sense. Oh my gosh, bro, it makes no sense. I hate this. I hate this for even the Marvel movies too. Like, if you have a character that's in a certain area, there's nowhere there's not going to be other people that are in this area. Like, this is literally where they reside in the comics. Like, I can understand maybe for Wolverine, because Wolverine game may not take place in New York. He's not like closely associated with New York and stuff, so he doesn't necessarily have to be in New York. But as far as for Spider-Man, like, come on now. How do you have Spider-Man in New York and there's no Deadpool, there's no what is it, Jessica Drew, no, that's not Jessica Drew, her name's Jessica Jones. What's his name? Luke Cage, Daredevil. Like, how do you not, these characters, Iron Fist, like, these characters be in that, they be in that universe and be in, they reside in New York, but you'll never see them in the Marvel movies. The game's done. You always only see the Avengers or whoever it's that we're watching the game or the movie centered around. Like, you don't never see all these other characters. Like, it makes no sense. So like for the Wolverine game, like, this is a universe where Spider-Man exists too, other heroes exist too. So we should hopefully we see them in there. But there's plenty of other villains that could show up. But it's just hard for me because I had to look it up. And it's Wolverine. Like, he's not like, he doesn't have like a crazy rogues gallery like as you'll see about the Batman or Spider-Man. Like, he's not crazy villains that we think of because he's mainly always in the X-Men, the group. So whoever his villains are, their villains. Like, that's why I didn't put like the what are those things? I think they're called Sentinels. That's who the the little robots that the X-Men always fight against. Because if those show up, why would the X-Men not be there too? Like, it just, I don't know. Like, again, I don't know when this game takes place. It could future, past. I don't know. It could be like the past. That's what makes it a solo Wolverine game. It could be before he met the X-Men, after, and he's just on his own and stuff. Because he's a loner type dude, even though he's in a group. So I don't know. I don't know where this where this game's going to take place. But yeah, guys, that's the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what villains you guys want to see, because you guys aren't gonna agree with me. But yeah, let me know what villains you guys want to see, what things you want in this game. I'm hyped for this game. I just wish they wouldn't announce it so late. So early. If it's not gonna come out for potentially like 2 to 3 to 4 years, like, I should have definitely waited until it's closer to when the game's gonna come out. But yeah, guys, that's the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and yeah.